Look like you've been through hell.
I know where they are.
Where are they?
Hi, Madelaine. It's Haley from Nerdspin. It's nice to meet you.
Hi, lovely to meet you.
So to get right into it, you've worked across horror, drama, and mainstream TV. Do you find horror allows you to be more emotionally raw in other ways that other genres don't, or do you find it actually more controlled than people think?
I gravitate towards the genre mostly because it's the least risk averse, or I guess, yeah, the least risk averse. Like they really are willing to take risks in ways that other genres aren't, and it's the most fun to play with because audiences will walk into a horror film and immediately buy into the rules of the world. Whereas I think with every other genre, you've kind of got to teach the audience to believe in what's going on in the universe of the film. So I think probably it's the most risk averse or the least risk averse, and it's really demanding emotionally. It's really fun to play in that world because you can really go there in a horror film.
Yeah, and it gives you more to play with for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. After making this horror trilogy, is there anything that you would refuse to do, like alone, like a road trip or and answering a knock at the door, like being at home alone, or like
You'll never catch me answering my door, maybe ever. Like I am such a I love that feature on Uber Eats and Postmates that's leave it at my door. That's my favorite feature ever. I leave it there, I watch my cameras for like 5 minutes and then I go get it. I think women by nature are very paranoid, and rightfully so, but I think this movie has really ratcheted up my paranoia for sure.
that fair enough. I mean, even watching it, you're yeah. In your previous interview with Nerdspin for chapter 2, you discussed the notes you took throughout the entire shooting and production process. Now that the trilogy is concluded, can you tell us what's the most intense note you remember writing, or did it bring you back to where Maya's head was that day?
Oh my God, I really just honestly forgot them all the minute the shooting was done. I need to find my old notebook. It was probably the scene in film 2 when I find out that my fiance's died. I think just like kind of preparing that emotionally and understanding that emotionally with the experiences I've had with death. It's a really traumatic well to open up, and it's really hard to close again. So I think I was just trying to like really navigate that properly as a human being and as an artist.
Yeah, for sure. Um, Speaking of the notebook, do you think anything you wrote in it, even though you don't remember, do you think if you went back to it, would any of it help you moving forward, like with any future projects?
That's an interesting question. Honestly, probably not. It's so Maya specific. It's so stranger specific that I think. I mean, I do that for every project. To be honest, I'm a huge note taker. I really do believe in spending as much time with the material as possible before I get to set, so that I can kind of like not think about it when I get there. No, I think it all belongs in the Strangers universe.
If someone were to, sorry to keep with the notebook, but if someone were to find it, without knowing what it is, what do you think would scare them more, the physical damage notes or the emotional ones? And did you ever have like a reaction that you think someone else would have, like when reading your notes?
That's a really fun question. There's also like fake blood all over the notebook because there was blood all over my hands the whole time. So I think people would be like, is this a very scary diary? Like what is happening? It's like a future tense diary with blood everywhere. I think it's a traumatic thing to hold in general. I'm sure people would be like, what the fuck is this? The physical notes are more like technical because it's like, okay, she got bitten by a boar this many days ago in this scene. Her limb should be 75% or 25% or whatever. So that stuff is a little bit more technical. The emotional notes are like just finding like trigger points in the scenes and whatever, that would be, I think, pretty traumatizing to read.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would you want to like do something with your notebook to like pair it with the French? Like, I know it's like a personal notebook, but do you think you'd ever be interested in doing something with a notebook? Like, let's say like a box set came out or like anything like that.
It's so personal. I don't think so. I think like
Yeah.
I have this little chest of all of my scripts and all of the notes I've taken, and I think that belongs in my world. Now, maybe in memoriam, somebody will put it out from my estate eventually, and then the world can
Fair
the way my
enough.
brain is working on these movies is like really macabre.
Yeah, that's fair. So you also talked to Nerdspin about how Maya's natural primal instinct kicks in chapter 2, but when watching chapter 3, it feels like it's there, but it also feels like it's not just an instinct anymore. It's different. Would you agree? Or and it becomes more than just survival in chapter 3?
It's definitely more than survival. I think the word for 2 is survival, and the word for 3 is honestly revenge better than anything. She has every chance to get away in movie 3. They give her chances to leave. And I think that's the point, is it's like I believe from movie 1 has been grooming her to join them, and he gives her these chances to leave, and she chooses to go back multiple times in this movie, which I find very interesting to play with as an artist. This like it's almost like she loses every last piece of herself and her humanity, and then is like magnetized towards him because he is the only thing she has left that understands her. So it's a very polarizing feelings for her to have.
Yeah, for sure. And then from what you've learned working on the series, what do you think has been the most valuable lesson that you'll take with you moving forward?
In terms of being an artist, I would say time. I also went to go shoot this film in between seasons of Riverdale, and so I was very like, gotta work, work, work. And I think, looking back, I was so enwrapped in the technicalities of filmmaking and the artistry of filmmaking that I didn't get to like enjoy the process at all. Like I was having fun when I did it, but I never had a moment where I was like, this is my favorite horror film ever, and I'm now remaking a franchise of it in the moment. I can do that now. But I think my biggest lesson as an artist is to like try to enjoy the journey and not just be thinking about, okay, when this is done, I have to go to this and then I have to do that. I think that's like it's easy for me to get caught up in that. So I think I would take that moving forward.
That's lovely. That's it's good to be able to take stuff from everything, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, I think it's
Um,
important.
that's good. And then I have one last question. So, if you were a serial killer, what would your weapon of choice be?
An icicle.
Yeah,
It's untraceable. So
it melt.
probably because of that.
That's a pretty ingenious. That's a good
But
answer.
also like pretty crazy that I have that answer just like off the cuff. I should have at least like feigned some sort of thought before I
I
said
mean, you
that.
have worked on a couple horror films. I feel like
Fair.
I can give
It's a
you
fair
that.
question. I've been asked that
Yeah.
question a handful of times, and I think an icicle would be the best because it's untraceable.
Yeah. Do you
The
think you'd have
evidence just
like
melts.
any to loop off of that? Do you think you'd have like um oh no, what's the word? I've lost it now. Trademark. A trademark as a serial killer.
Ooh, I don't know. Never thought about that. I've been given like my own murders much thought. Maybe I'd leave a piece of red hair on every victim unintentionally because I'm always shedding.
Yeah, that happens with females.
Or maybe a hairnet would be helpful in that
That
process. Something to think about moving forward for sure.
maybe if someone asks you on a future horror film project.
Yeah, you've got me prepped and ready for that question.
Perfect. Well, thank you for your time today.
Thank
Um,
you.
I really enjoyed the third film, so congratulations.
Thank you
Yeah,
so much.
thank you.